Okay, so welcome to Not a Real Farm. Our heat is already basically in the 90s. I'm trying to do the conversion really quickly. It is probably about noon, so that's pretty good. It's up in the teens today in terms of heat, so it'll be really hot here today. So we're just gonna water. Got to get this watered, and it's one of the things with these greenhouses is, well, any greenhouse I guess is, you're always going to have a different temperature than what it is on the outside, and you always have to water every single day. So if it gets cold, like it normally is here, this is an anomaly for weather here in this zone. Normally, right now, it's a challenge watering because you may have sunny days and it gets really hot in here, but the water is frozen. Eventually, it obviously it just freezes, but this is an anomaly here, guys. Normally, like I said, by now I'm buried under snow. So the fact that I used to live in a zone 5, and in zone 5 right now, there are some spots that are actually full of snow, which is funny because here we have nothing. All that snow that happened the other day, it just sort of went away on its own, and now all of a sudden now it's in in the teens, the 50s for temperature. So that's pretty good. I'm not going to complain. In the mornings, outside it's in the 50s, but in here it's in the 90s. And so I'm not going to complain about that. I'm going to take advantage as long as I can to try and get this stuff to growing here. The beans are pretty much almost there. I just have maybe another week and a half or so and they'll be ready to pick. The lettuce, you can see the butter crunch lettuce is doing good. I don't think these tomatoes are going to come to fruition, but that's okay. I'll take what I can get. I'll even take the cilantro over in here. Now, you may think that I'm actually overwatering these plants, but guaranteed by tomorrow, they'll be dry because it's going to be so hot in here, the water's just going to evaporate out of everything. I will have full-size peppers, though, come to fruition by the time I have to sort of clear out the greenhouse. So these are doing really well in here and quite happy, actually. I'm still getting tons of peppers putting on. So hopefully we can keep some of the temperatures like this inside the greenhouse for the next little while, and maybe we'll get a full crop of, these big green peppers here that I have. Take a really close look down here. They actually have a few strawberries and a couple of blossoms, actually. The strawberries are trying to blossom and come out. So I do have a couple of stragglers in terms of strawberries, so that's good. And, it's November, so lots of hot peppers still. We've got the jalapeno peppers still coming in. And of course, one's turned red, and there's 3 or 4 on here. And the cayenne peppers they've just gone mad. This whole entire plant is full of cayenne peppers, as you can see. Not bad for November. So I'm just gonna hit these guys with some water and move on to the next bed. I don't know if I've actually shown you guys the horseradish leaves, but I just wanted to show you this. The horseradish leaves have gotten gigantic. Remember I pulled out the horseradish? Well, I missed a spot. So what's happened with the horseradish is it has come back fierce. Aren't these beautiful? Look how big these leaves are. Look how big they are, big and beautiful. So we're gonna have a serious piece of horseradish root next year. Not bad. I love horseradish. I don't know if you guys like it, but I really love horseradish. It's so good. My white tomatoes over here are doing great. There is, I think, a little bit of evidence to show that it was a little bit chilly in here the other night, but other than that, I've got tons of blossoms on the other ones, and they're doing good. Loving the heat in here, I'm thinking. Wow. Check out the watermelon blossoms. They just don't want to stop. The watermelon has grown amazing in here. And just for fun, look at this, guys. I must have dropped a tomato seed or something here because I have a tomato that's actually grown through my landscaping cloth, and it's actually flowering. I can't believe it. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a blueberry tomato. It's too bad that it's going to maybe not come to fruition, but hey, it's kind of cool. But look at this, with the watermelon plant, I have another watermelon. Can you believe that? It's November and this put out for watermelon one more time. It would be something if the temperatures actually stayed somewhat above normal in here, because I think that we might even be able to get that to get bigger. But that's amazing for this zone to have watermelon growing. It's unbelievable. Okay guys, so this is my peanut plant that I've had in here, I think since I put it in the end of April, okay? So it still looks pretty green. Normally when peanuts are ready, the plant is yellow. I don't really know if I'm going to get anything out of it, but I thought I'd just record it in case I do, so that everybody can share in the journey with me. So I'm just going to dig around here and see what I got, if I got anything. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Guys, I got peanuts. Peanuts in zone 3. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see what else I got down here. That might even be just the only one. But the fact that I can grow them in here is just, wow. Let's see. Let's move this. See if I have any more. Even just digging out one gives me hope. Oh my gosh. Look, there's another small one here. That's awesome. So, you know, out of this tiny little plant, because it really didn't have, I don't think, sufficient enough time to grow, I have peanuts. This is so cool. Just gotta move this out of the way some and see if there's anything else, because the roots are running everywhere. So it was just starting to develop, the peanuts. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Wow. So I'm going to show you these roots. This is the root of the peanut plant. And if you see here, it was just starting to get little, just these little, I don't know if you can see that. It was just basically starting to develop the peanuts. But that took a long time, guys. Like, that's been in the ground since, like I said, kind of the end of April. And look how long this root is. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at the length of this root. So, 2 lonely peanuts from one plant, but hey, what it means is I can grow peanuts here in zone 3. That rocks. Here is my other lonely peanut plant. I don't really know if we're really gonna get anything out of this guy. He's so small and underdeveloped, but let's see if I can actually get anything out of this guy. And just pull, oh, hey, look at this. Wow. Let me just turn it around here. I got another baby peanut from that secondary plant, and I really thought that he was just too small to develop anything. So this has been a real pleasant surprise. So now that I know this, it means that I can actually plant maybe even a little bit sooner. I'll start the plants inside in the growing system that I have inside, and then transfer out maybe the beginning of April to see if we can get a full crop to grow, you know, underneath. So that's awesome. It has a little small root system. It didn't really go, you know, very far, but I have this bed packed, remember, too. So guys, zone 3 peanuts, go figure. That's awesome. So now that I pulled them out of the ground, now you can sort of see they didn't grow super tall or big or anything like that, the peanut plants, but they did, you know, they did grow a sufficient amount of roots, and they did start to try to develop, you know, the peanuts. It really was trying there, and it just needed a little bit, it needed a little bit longer time. But it did produce 1 peanut. So that's pretty amazing. So if I had have maybe given it a little bit more space, I'm thinking that maybe this would have probably produced obviously a lot more peanuts. This is the lonely old peanut plant that I had that was smaller. And this guy gave me one only peanut. This came from the other plant. So the other one gave me 2, this one gave me 1. And that could be because the bed was crowded and they didn't have enough sort of space to, to push out and grow. And then, of course, we got our 2 carrots out of the ground that are amazing. So, guys, today's score, is not a bunch, except what it's done now is it's taught me that in this zone with a greenhouse, I'm able to actually produce my own peanuts, obviously under the right growing conditions and probably giving it a little bit more space. Awesome. Guys, it can't get any better than this because these are the joys and discoveries that you get from gardening. And it's actually really exciting to discover that when you're told you can't do something, guess what? You can. And you can defy all the laws of growing inside a greenhouse, all the rules, all the things that have to do with planting if you do it in the right way in your greenhouse in a controlled environment. Had I given this a lot more room and space, maybe even its own grow bed to be in, I probably could have had a lot more peanuts. So guys, anything is possible. And for all those who are sending me messages saying, hey, you give us hope, never ever let somebody tell you you can't. You keep going until you can. Thanks very much for joining me today, guys. Please give me a thumbs up for the video or subscribe. And hey, see you soon. I can't wait to show this to my husband. He's gonna think this is pretty awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.